Now, tonight, leaders with the Fort Wayne nonprofit are making a push to rename South Calhoun Street. As Fort Wayne's NBC reporter Louis Tran tells us, the name Calhoun refers to the former vice president who supported slavery, and some group leaders say they would like that name to be more inclusive of our community. Louis?
Yeah, it's a part of history that the former vice president, John C. Calhoun, approved of slavery. And during much of the fort's history, we've had a street named after him. But tonight, leaders with the Martin Luther King Club say it's time for a change. You've seen this before. The Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Bridge. Despite having the bridge, the city does not have a street named after the civil rights leader.
Wanted for several years.
The president of the local Martin Luther King Club, Benny Edwards, is trying to change that by renaming Calhoun Street to Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Astounded that Fort Wayne would have a name of a slave owner.
Edwards, who is also a veteran, says Calhoun Street is named after the former vice president, John C. Calhoun. Calhoun owned slaves and was a leading voice for the slave plantation system.
And no matter how you twist them, it was about slavery. And had the South had won, then people of color might still be slaves.
Last year in Charleston, South Carolina, crews removed this statue of the former vice president during nationwide calls to abolish symbols of the Confederacy. At Clemson University, school leaders voted to rename the school's honor college in 2020, stripping the name Calhoun. Major cities in the Hoosier state like Indianapolis, South Bend, Gary, Evansville, they all have streets named after the civil rights leader. Edwards wants Fort Wayne to be on that list.
And I believe it's achievable.
He says the renaming would reflect the diverse community in the all-America city.
We believe Fort Wayne is an all-American city and one of the greatest cities in this country. And we want to do everything we can to make it even greater and a place that we all can live together in peace and harmony.
Edwards tells me he talked with Mayor Tom Henry about the name change request last week. I reached out to Mayor Henry's office. A spokesman shared this statement. It reads in part, quote, "It was a private meeting. No decisions have been made regarding this issue. There is a policy request to rename an existing street. It would have to include a petition in favor of the request signed by at least 60% of the property owners along their street. Now, if the City Plan Commission approves it, the request would move to the mayor's office for consideration." Now, Edwards also tells me the former vice president did not have any ties to Fort Wayne. However, he said Dr. King spoke in the fort in 1963.